Hello, hello. Whiskey Cactus here. Back with more Trails to Azure. Here we are. We did some stuff last time. We are in the middle of doing more stuff, I believe. Right? We did some side quests. We still have some side quests. Yep. Sounds about right. Let's deal with Mineth. I'm tired of this guy. Tired of this Mineth guy. This guy sucks. Where are they? Where was Tolta? I don't remember. Hayworth's house, that's right. I'm going to need you to pardon the sniffles. Just preemptively. This has been a bad weekend. Bad allergy weekend. Seems better today, but can't make any promises. Hello, Tolta. What are we doing with what's up with Mineth? What's up with Mineth? Doing more Mineth stuff. Can't tell you how glad I am that you're here to help with this again. It's very much for coming. What's happened since yesterday, Chief Tolta? I understand there's a new development in the case, yeah. The situation is more dire than we originally thought. That sounds wonderful. I'd like to discuss it in depth with you. It is time to do this quest. Alright. Yesterday evening, I went to the Ash Tree Inn in another attempt to persuade Derek. Told him that Mineth character was far too suspicious and that he had to break ties with him. Well, I'm sure he responded very well to that. Still refused to listen. Surprise. Did learn something new. Has Mineth taken some form of action? Chief Tolta told me caught me off guard, if I may be frank. Mineth's grip on the village is far tighter than we had given it credit for. Yeah, that's because he's been bribing everyone in the village with free stuff. Yeah, several villagers already trust him. Mineth has not only secured the private property on Old Armorica Road, but also the deeds to numerous plots and fields in the village itself. What the fuck? How'd that happen? How'd he do that? Yeah, how? Mineth pitched a plan to increase Armorica's lotus production, as he puts it, by slowly accumulating deeds to the villagers' farmlands he could expand. Oh, God, he's gonna make them all indentured servants. He's gonna take all their fucking land and then make them work on it. Could expand the lotus fields and streamline their harvests. Management of the plots themselves would be contracted to the Quincy Company. Sounds like a pretty good deal for the villagers until they get kicked off their land. As long as those deeds are in Mineth's hands, he can abuse the land in any way he wants. There'd be no coming back from that. Had he solely focused on that private property of ours, even the worst case scenario wouldn't be too terrible. Now that he's using plots of land within the village, results could be catastrophic. Guys might be shit out of luck when it comes to breaking that contract. That's where you come in. If you can just kill him, if you can expose him. No, there's nothing criminal happening on the surface, but even still, can we ask you to look into this? Alright. Support the citizens when they request it. We shall. We shall do it. But what do we do? Well, we know a lawyer. We do know a lawyer, right? We can at the very least talk to Grimwood, I'm assuming. Yeah, there you go. Ask Ian yeah, there you go. I mean, the dude's like really fucking busy drafting a constitution for an independent nation, but he might spare some time to try to get these guys. I'm sure he'll pencil it into his calendar. Yeah, Ian's been incredibly busy. No kidding. No guarantee he'll have the time. Well, maybe we'll get a second-rate lawyer. Are there any other lawyers? I don't know that there are any other lawyers in the world. So, we'll be kind of out of luck if we can't get the one lawyer that exists. We got you, Tolta. Don't you worry. We got you. What's up? Yep. Yeah, family stress and, like, stress over your children, huh? Mrs. Hayworth? Yeah. Hey, Mr. Grimwood. Hey, Grizzly Grim. What's going on? What's up? Mr. Grimwood. We're afraid you might have been out of office. I was in the middle of taking a much-needed break. Well, guess what? Your break's about to be fucking over. Because we got some pro bono work for you. Seem you're in desperate need of my counsel. I've seen those looks on your faces coming through my door countless times by now. And I don't charge you for any of it, because I'm a great person, and you are slowly beginning to maybe take advantage of that. Please take a seat. I might be busy, but I'm happy to lend you an ear. For now. This is quite a predicament the village has found itself in. A case such as this would typically be a top priority for me, but I don't have time, and also, I really don't have fucking time. Been busy this past week drafting up a preliminary constitution for the mayor. That kind of takes precedence a little bit. It's a little more important. Won't have the time to handle this case personally. That's fine, but can you give us a little like, just a little bone? Just throw us a little bone. Give you any advice I can while you're here. There we go. That's why you're the best, dude. We really owe you one. At this point, there's no evidence of Mineth engaging in any unlawful activity, at least as far as we can tell. Is there something we're missing? I have one idea. Yep. An Erebonian contact of mine once provided me with some reference material for a very similar case. Can't say the circumstances are an exact match. Oh, bro. I think I remember what this is. This is interesting. I think this other case is worth mentioning. We'd be happy to hear about it. Yeah, I'd be happy to hear about it too, especially considering the other side quests that we have yet to take on. Am I right? Am I on the right path? Can hardly refuse you all. From what I can recall, several years ago, yep, this is it, right. A man visited the estate of an Erebonian baron. He introduced himself as Rittner, an enterprising businessman working for a famous brewing company. A brewery. Works for a brewery. Rittner presented the Baron with an opportunity to become rich beyond his wildest dreams. And quickly at that. Yeah, no kidding. He proposed that the Baron's barley fields, which had been passed down the family for generations, be used to establish a brewery. Facilities would be constructed on the barony, and his family would be responsible for managing them. That was the idea. That sounds very suspiciously like what we're looking at here. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Alright. Telling us is awfully reminiscent of what's going down in Armorica. I know, right? The Baron accepted the deal and signed Rittner's contract. Then, under the pretense of constructing the brewery, the fields and a portion of the Baron's land were temporarily transferred to Rittner. Moreover, the Baron converted his assets into capital for the sake of getting the business off the ground. However, Rittner soon disappeared, with both the deeds and the capital never to be seen again. So this happened in Erebonia. What town in Erebonia? Baron and his family panicked after suddenly losing contact with Rittner. At the time, they had no idea of the gravity of what was about to unfold. Also, we haven't revealed the name of this Baron yet, either. To their shock and surprise, they learned Rittner had sold the deeds to a third party. Their land was to be repurposed into a villa resort. Today, it stands as part of a suburb instead. In the end, the Baron's family racked up a substantial debt. Before long, they had lost their entire territory. Out of curiosity, did this happen nearby a town called Leaves? Family was stripped of their rank and they vanished without a trace. Where did they vanish to? Did they maybe start becoming sky pirates? Damn, that's one hell of a story. That man conned them into giving up their property and sold it right under their noses. Who would even do such a thing? Would it be the Quincy Company? Your investigation immediately reminded me of that case. One person lies to earn another's trust before running off with a large fortune. Sounds like a long con. Sounds like a, what do they call that? Is it a Kansas City Shuffle? I don't think that's a Kansas City Shuffle. It's a common strategy for committing fraud. Fraud? This case is the same, then Mineth may not be a Quincy Company employee at all. Well, why don't we ask Elaine? Can we like Tangram Gate's like right over there? Can we just go over to Calvard real quick, ask for Elaine O'Clair, and then just like ask if she knows this Mineth guy? He would simply be a con man trying to swindle Armorica for all they're worth. Precisely, I can't say for certain that's the case here, but I'm concerned it might be. Too many parallels between that story and our case. Be best if we shifted our focus to investigating this as a potential act of fraud. Changes the kind of leads we should be looking into. As far as Mineth goes, there are two major areas that stand out to me as suspicious. His name, first of all, because who the fuck is named Mineth? Also, his monocle. He's got a monocle. Come on, man. That plan of his, we need to find out whether or not he's actually done anything to establish this Armorican honey company. Probably figure that out by following the Mira Trail. To apply for a bank loan and open a business in Crossbell. I bet I know who we can ask about that. Oh, Mirabelle. If it's all a sham, then we'll find the evidence we need at the IBC. You damn right we will. The other point of concern is whether Mineth's actually an employee of the Quincy Company. Quincy Company's headquarters aren't in Crossbell, though, so that'll be a little tougher to ferret out. I may be able to help with that. We should try stopping by my grandfather's home. McDowell Estate? Why? Brochure about the Quincy Company. Outlines how the company operates. May be able to find some useful information. Something like that doing in your Graham's pad, Mademoiselle. Because I happen to enjoy making sweets, alright? Once took an interest in the Quincy Company, so I ordered one of their brochures. As I recall, it was on a shelf in my old bedroom. Then again, I doubt a simple brochure will have all the information we need. Wouldn't be so quick to discount the possibility. It's official Quincy Company material. You might be able to find something that conflicts with what Mineth said. Yeah, we can, like, quiz him on stuff about the Quincy Company, and he can be like, I don't know. And then you can be like, aha! Never hurts to cover all your bases. Nailed it. This is going to be so easy. We're going to get him. He's going to get got. Because you finally have some leads to chase down. You said you were using the Hayworth residence as a base of operations. Very well. I'll lend you my help with this case for as long as the time permits me. Can't make any promises. Dude, this guy is a fucking saint, man. Friendly neighborhood lawyer. All this pro bono work. Need to go to the IBC, look into Mineth's plan, and swim by McDowell Estate. Alright. Well, the McDowell Estate is like right here, so that would be easy enough. Let's do that right quick. Doot, doot, doot. And we're walking, and we're walking, and we're walking. March, 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 march. Alright, which one's Ellie's room? Is it this one? No. This one. It's gonna be this one. Found it. Quincy Company brochure. Even had this sucker bound. Can't say they didn't put any effort into the thing. They have ample resources to do so, considering the size of the company. Whatever is written inside should be sufficiently credible. Alright, let's take a closer look. As the leader in confectionery manufacturing, the Quincy Company strives tirelessly toward its next innovation. This brochure aims to briefly introduce the methods and creeds that drive our passion. We believe the key aspect of any confectionery is the taste. Otherwise, how could anyone enjoy it? With this belief as a core tenet, the Quincy Company refuses to compromise on the quality of its products. Our factories are fitted with the latest equipment and operated with the utmost attention to hygiene. Here at the Quincy Company, we are particular, not just about the quality of our ingredients, but where they are sourced from as well. Our product development pipeline, too, is run with the strictest of standards. Prototypes are personally sampled by our executives who, after many meetings, decide whether a product is worthy to go to market. Oh, found it. Got you, motherfucker. Mr. I don't really particularly like sweets. Prototypes are personally sampled by our executives. Only then can they reach the production line. This has been a Quincy Company tradition since its founding, such that we may deliver our valuable customers nothing less than the finest confectionaries to enjoy. How can you personally sample and judge the appropriateness of the confectionaries, Mr. Meneth, if you don't like sweets? Is this commitment to excellence that has made the Quincy Company the exceptional confectioner it is today? No, Wazzy. I don't think so. Yup, I sure did. I don't know, guys. I feel like you guys aren't paying enough attention. There you go, Lloyd. Of course. Of course, motherfucker, Lloyd. Of course, this guy. Of course he knows. What'd you find? Minute told us at the hotel yesterday. The answer is obvious. Enough to prove that he isn't, in fact, an employee of the Quincy Company to begin with. Mineth? Sorry to cut you off, but where's the fun in spoiling it all now? What the fuck, Wazzy? Alright, well, we'll give you guys a chance. Alright, fine. You guys figure it the fuck out. Alright, let's go to the IBC. International Bank of Cross Bell. Gonna cross those bells. Gonna bell those crosses. Doot, doot, doot. Up we go. Oh. Hey, Maria Bell, you in here? Can you talk to Maria Bell? Search for an account. Suspicious Mira transfers. 1 Mineth of the Quincy Company. Allegedly. Fraud would damage your reputation. You are correct. This is related to a legitimate investigation. I can help. You have to settle for me simply telling you what I can pull up on my terminal screen. That's fine. We'll get a warrant and then come back and grill you guys later. Mineth. Armorican Honey Company, subsidiary of the Quincy Company. Do indeed have an account open under that name. Hold on. Did you find something incriminating? I have the authority to tell you the exact balance on record. I'll say that the Armorican Honey Company has no more than the minimum deposit in its account. Okay. Corporate accounts require an initial sum of capital to open. In this case, the base amount is all there is. From what you've told me, that would leave tens of thousands of Mira unaccounted for. Well, shit. That does not sound great. That sounds incriminating. Mineth has the construction of the factory, management of the fields, and more to cover. It's simply impossible for any minimum deposit to be capable of financing all of that. Much is clear. Yeah? Suspicious. By which I mean, this account appears to have been made for the sole purpose of gaining Derek's trust. 1 + 1 = 3, I think. Alright, we'll come back with a warrant if we need to. Alright, Hayworth. Tolta. Use guys. This was very basic detectiving. I don't know, I feel like you guys could have done this. Guess you don't really have the weight of being like, CPD, by the way. And then people just give you information, so... I guess there's that, but I don't know. Hey, y'all. Hey, Grimwood. What's up? Finished asking my business associates about the matter at hand. We were able to round up a few leads thanks to Mr. Grimwood. Alright. Share with the class. Give us all the deets. Let's figure it out. Asked my business associates if the name Mineth rang any bells. Having never heard it myself, what they informed me is that he's been making inquiries into a certain market since arriving in Crossbell. Land prices in various locations throughout Crossbell. Oh, he's trying to buy up the land, is he? Land prices. Sounds more like a real estate agent at this point. Why would a Quincy Company employee even need that kind of information? Well, you see, Noel, he's not from the Quincy Company, as it turns out. The answer to that just might be instrumental in helping us figure out Mineth's true objective here. May have discovered something else of note since we last saw one another. Huh? Harold, Chief Tolta, could I ask you to help me find something in my office? It isn't substantial enough to prove anything in and of itself, but we may be able to use it as a final nail in the coffin once you've pinned Mineth down. Alright. Get to Armorica Village as quickly as you can. Alright, so you guys are going to be the secret weapon. We're going to, like, stall him for a while and grill him a little bit. And then you guys are going to come in and be all like, haha, we have the actual legal shit, though. Right? That's what's going to happen? We can count on you to do that? Alright. Here we go. Now, in the meantime, I expect the rest of my team here to figure out what I already know. Because you guys were very specific that you wanted to be able to figure it out. So you're going to do that, right? Not going to make me do all the splaining? Alright, here we go. I'm going to save just in case, like, we get answers wrong or something. I don't know. I feel like I might want to reset the timeline until I get the answer I want. It's not called save scumming. It's called resetting the timeline until you get a result you like. They already closed the deal? I sure hope not, because that would be bad for us. Sup? U6 again. Special support section. Derek, Mineth, we have a few things we'd like to ask. What kind of agreements were you hoping to conduct today? Meddling in my affairs on my father's behalf again. No. Meddling in your affairs on behalf of the CPD? Haha, please, Derek. There's no harm in answering their questions. After all, our plan has already been set into motion. And what do you mean by that? Right before you all arrived, Derek and I finished signing the requisite paperwork. In doing so, we have arranged to expand the operations of the Lotus Fields lent to me by the villagers. Quincy Company will then take over the management of the fields. Aha! No, they won't, because you don't work for the Quincy Company. Because employees, and especially executives, of the Quincy Company must love sweets. Therefore, your contract is void. Signed away the rights to almost all of the village's agriculture. Is that really what you want? Sounds like a bad idea. What are you talking about? Nothing is changing. I'm only transferring management of the field. See, here's the thing. This guy doesn't know about venture capital. It's called the enshittification of everything, Derek. When you sell off things to executives, they try to milk it for short-term profits and then leave it to rot. And that's why everything sucks. It's quite simple, really. With my company harvesting the honey, we'll be able to streamline production of the candy. A temporary transfer of the land rights to my company is a necessary first step to facilitate the process. Which company is that again, Minith? The one that requires its executives to like sweets? And how do you personally feel about sweets, Minith? Just asking some questions. I'll be delivering this contract to our main office. We'll be in touch come tomorrow. Look forward to the good news. Sounds great. I'll be waiting. Lloyd. Now's the time to, do the thing. Before you go, Minith, we have a few more questions. Oh, and what might they be? Are you aware of the allegations leveled against you? The primary of which, of course, is suspicion of fraud. What? That's absurd. How dare you insult Minith like that? It ain't me. You gotta take this shit up with I don't want to say the name because it's, kind of spoilery to say the name. I don't know. Maybe some sky pirates. Now, Derek, please calm yourself. Special support section, was it? What could possibly make you suspect me of being a common criminal? Surely you have some manner of proof of your claim. That we do. Intriguing. Why don't you tell me all about it then? Let me remind you that I am an imperial citizen. Hold on a second. Am I just being, completely forgetful here? Give me a second. Yeah, okay, I'm not crazy. No, the Quincy Company is absolutely Calvardian, alright? Yeah, it's in Arasion, because it's Elaine. Yeah, it's run by Elaine's father. Yeah, we know that. Okay. Well, we don't know that, but I know that. And it's irrelevant as a spoiler, so... What do you as an Imperial citizen? I guess they probably have expanded into the Empire, and he's... Yeah, okay, it's fine. It's fine. That's not a gotcha. If it turns out that your allegations are indeed entirely baseless, I will do what I must to right that indignity, police officers though you may be. It's fine with us. Lloyd, don't worry, Ellie, let me handle this. Based on our investigation, there's no doubt in my mind that Minith is guilty, and I will expose him as the fraud he is and show Derek the truth, and then everyone in Armorica will point at him and say, shame, and he will be fucking shunned for the rest of his life from Armorica. How very glib. Bro, you just used the word glib. Are you kidding me? That right there makes you guilty. My first question about your actions in Crossbell. There's a contradiction between what you've said and what you've done. Could you please recount your actions for me? Contradiction. Very well. Since arriving at Crossbell, I've been cooperating with Derek to advance our plans. Said plan will result in the formation of the Armorican Honey Company, a subsidiary of the Quincy Company. It will specialize in producing candy made from Armorica's high-quality honey combined with my company's acumen. It is a surefire success. The venture has already been approved by the city and just about prepared to launch. Tell me what is so contradictory about that. Well, everything. This plan is more like a charade. Our investigation has uncovered a key discrepancy in what you just said. You see, Minith, you say the plan is already underway, but you have no fucking money. How is the plan underway when you don't have any damn money? Hasn't actually made any progress at all. You only have the minimum. The IBC. Consider this, if the Quincy Company truly did intend to go through with this plan at Crossbell, it would need a loan from the IBC to fund the construction and development of the subsidiary. Well, yes, of course. Registered the company with the city and opened a corporate account, yes. But where's the money? It's as far as you went, isn't it? See, we looked into it, and we saw that you didn't put any fucking money in that account, did you? The account for the Armorican Honey Company contained no more than the minimum balance required to open it. While we weren't told the exact amount, I would speculate it's only in the tens of thousands of mira. Just how are you planning to build a factory and run a business with so little starting capital? You looked into my IBC account? This can't be true, can it, Mineth? Please don't misunderstand, Derek. I never said there was any credence to their claims. I'm merely commenting on the audacity it takes to do something so invasive. Forget that. Explain why there's hardly any mira in the account. Being an executive of the company, I must be especially judicious when moving money around. Ah, but see, you just fell into your own trap there, Mineth. Because as an executive of the Quincy Company, you are contractually obligated to love sweets. As such, I can't take out a loan on behalf of the Quincy Company. Of course, I will be securing one from the IBC once I've received permission from the main office. Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. Just so happens that idea was far from our only point of contention about you, Mineth. You're still not satisfied? Alright. You say you're an executive of the Quincy Company, but is that really true? What are you implying? Trying to say Mineth isn't associated with the Quincy Company at all is exactly what I'm saying. Oh, goodness me, I didn't expect you to say something so outlandish. How about I show you my business card and employee ID? Yeah, sure, you can't fake those. We have evidence that would supersede either of those, and we found it in a Quincy Company informational brochure. An informational brochure? Yeah. Yeah, didn't you guys all figured it out, right? Because we gave you a ton of time to figure it out while we were poking around at the IBC and stuff. So you obviously all figured it out in the meantime, right? Or am I allowed to say it? Because you guys... Brochure comes directly from the Quincy Company's main office. Which is where, Mineth? Where is their main office? You surely would know. What's more, there's a clear discrepancy between its contents and what you told us yesterday. What I told you? That's right, something you mentioned made it clear to us that you aren't the executive you claim to be. You dislike sweets. Allow me to quote a statement you made yesterday. Ahem. Despite working for the company, I've never been one for sweets. Do you deny this fact? Lloyd, how exactly is that relevant? Guys, you were so bad at your jobs. Come on, man. That's right, I don't care for sweets. What of it? You trying to say that someone who dislikes sweets couldn't possibly work for a confectionery company? Yeah, if it's part of their mission statement, yeah. Confectionery company in general, maybe, but not this one in particular. What are you on about? Who do you work for? The confectionery police department? Fucking Derek. This is what was written in the brochure. Prototypes are personally sampled by our executives who, after many meetings, decide whether a product is worthy to go to market. Isn't that curious? This dude just got. Wait! Doesn't make sense that somebody like Mineth who dislikes sweets would be hired by a company like Quincy, not with a tradition like that. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, I never said I hated sweets. It's not gonna work on us. You admitted to not liking them in this very conversation. How stupid do you think we are? So that raises the question, why would you lie about being an executive of the Quincy Company? Simple. You intended to gain Derek's trust before ripping him off. This is the only deduction I can make based on the evidence. As for the confectioner seeking to make use of Armorica's honey, the Quincy Company was merely an idiom with weight to it, one that Mineth threw around as a show of credibility. Mineth, what is the meaning of this? You tricked me? Derek, don't allow yourself to be deceived by these scoundrels. What'd you just call us? I mean, think about it for a second. Let's say, for argument's sake, that I did come to Armorica Village for the purpose of founding a fraudulent honey company, which I definitely did, but let's just say, if, that being the case, I had an ulterior motive of deceiving my very good new friend Derek, then what was it? Why would I go to such ridiculous lengths? You want land, motherfucker. You're buying up a shitload of land. For what? I don't fucking know for what, but you just want the land, man, and you're gonna build on the land and then charge people to be on the land. You're a land baron. If you have no proof to back up your claims, then you've no right to call me a fraud. You should arrest yourselves for slander. As far as the motive goes, I think I have a pretty good idea. What? Oh, I'm so sure. I am so fucking sure because I pay attention and I'm good at my job, guys. Need you all to take fucking notes. Person who pointed us in the right direction today also went to retrieve the final piece of evidence we need. And last piece of the puzzle that'll oust Mineth once and for all. You went to all these lengths to deceive this village with one goal in mind. You want land rights. Trader we know named Harold Hayworth. Maybe don't dox him. Trader we know named some guy gave us some information about you. Immediately after arriving in Crossbell, you Mineth started looking into land prices throughout the state. If you were employed by the Quincy Company in search of new business ventures, this would make no sense. So why do it? I can only think of one possibility. Seizing land was your aim from the very start. It was? Come on, Noe. God, you guys. I'm putting all of you in timeout. The fact that my entire team is just as clueless as everybody else, except me, is not okay for our team. Our Morga village is surrounded by scenic beauty, making it a high-value location. Suppose the deeds were sold to a third party as prime real estate for a villa resort. How much Mira do you think they would go for? Land like this, I would estimate somewhere in the tens of millions of Mira. That said, I don't think the villagers would ever agree to such an arrangement. Well, they don't really have a choice now that all their land has been turned over, hasn't it? Exactly, that's what made this whole fraudulent ruse, painstaking as it was, a necessity. Now, if we assume your motive was to obtain the land itself, your actions become that much more clear. First, you obtain the rights to the Lotus Fields, the farmland, and the village's private property. Then, under pretext of returning to your company's main office, you vanish from Crossbell entirely. Finally, sell the deeds on the black market and pocket a hefty sum of the Mira they're worth. That, Mineth, has been your plan the entire time. I would have gotten away with it if it hadn't been for you meddling kids and that dumb police wolf. Mineth, I can't believe what I'm hearing. Lloyd. Is that Harold Hayworth to the rescue? And Chief Tolta and Pete. What's up, Pete? I guess Grimwood was way too busy to come here. Thank goodness, it looks like we made it in time. Derek. Father, Mr. Hayworth. Aren't you from Mr. Grimwood's office? I'm his assistant, Pete. It's not child labor, if they're not paying me. I think. If I'm technically a volunteer. He would have come himself, but he had to get back to drafting the Constitution. It's like... That's like the most absurd, true, like, dog ate my homework kind of thing, right? He would have come himself, but he had to get back to drafting the Constitution. Did you come with evidence? That we did. Ian said this would prove to be useful insurance. You're all gonna want to take a look at this. Photograph. Oh, that's incriminating. It's a man who looked like a merchant with the same face as Mineth's. Oh boy, this picture is... Rutrow, why do you have this? A reporter Mr. Grimwood knew in the Empire gave this to him a long time ago. However, the name on this photo isn't Mineth. It's Rittner. Oh, damn. Hey, Mineth, why don't you stay there for a minute? We got, like, some people over in Crossbell who have also put in a support request that might want to know about you being Rittner. I feel like we heard that name recently. I remember. It's the name of the man who stole the Erebonian Baron's land. The one Mr. Grimwood told us about. Oh, yeah. That dude. I guess that's Mineth. I asked Dan about it again. He said there's no mistaking it. This is a plot twist I wasn't expecting. Guys, I swear to God, you are all fired. All of you are fired. You are all fired. This is not funny. Bro, what? What do you mean you weren't expecting this, Wazzy? Lloyd, why don't you do Mineth the honors? Tell him the only thing this photo could mean. With pleasure. You, good sir. The reason the man before us, Mineth, and the man in the photo, Rittner, look identical is... they're the same person. You, Mineth, are the one who cheated the Capua family out of their land. I mean, some barony. It's because they're the same person that their MOs are such a close match. Mr. Grimwood came to the same conclusion. You're a crook, Mineth. As such, you'll be charged with attempted fraud. This is, of course, on top of the fraud you previously committed in Arabonia. Can I guess how many skeletons we'll find in your closet when we get done with you? I would very much like to hear all of the details in the department's interrogation room. You'll never take me alive, coppers! Got another fucking old lady on her hands? I'm a professional. My work must be flawless. You meddlesome brats. It's a real-life Scooby-Doo villain. Don't get too full of yourselves just yet. You may have won this time, but I won't be apprehended so easily. Smoke bomb. Come, my lovely beast. What the fuck? What do you mean, you're lovely beasts? Oh, shit. Oh my god, there's so many. I don't care for this. Monsters appear to be well trained. These cougars don't freaking tell me. That's some Ravach shit, isn't it? Were those from Ravach? I can't remember. Chief Tolta, it's too dangerous. You have any idea what you're doing? I know precisely what I'm doing, hence why I'm doing it. And don't think for a second about trying to fight me. That is, unless you don't value the lives of Derek and the villagers. Man, I saw Derek and the villagers open Lollapalooza. Now step aside, if you would. Fare thee well, for we shall never meet again. You could have let me fight him. Could have let me fight him. Can't just let him escape. After him. We have a car. Managed to get away. We have a car. We have a car. Never been so frustrated. I can't believe the spineless coward like him gave us the slip. At least none of the villagers were hurt. No, that's not good enough. Let's look at the silver lining. Let's regroup with Chief Tolta. What's up, Randy? What are you dotting about? What are you dotting about, Randy? It's no exaggeration to say that you saved the village from the clutches of that con man. Though he still got away in the end. Now the department knows to keep a lookout for him. Yeah, I suppose. Should only be a matter of time. Derek? I made a grave mistake, and I put everyone through so much trouble just so they could fix it. For shame. Everybody point at him. Let that man rope me into his scheme, and it nearly cost us all our livelihoods. Don't be so hard on yourself. You're not the one who's guilty. Wrong. It's my fault completely. No two ways about it. I was so desperate to fix and reform Armorica that I ignored my father and almost drove it into the ground instead. I have no right to become the next village chief. That is where you're wrong, Father. I've been so stuck on the old ways that I never tried to hear your proposals for what they were. I've known the village will go under if we maintain their current course, and yet I've done nothing. It's my inaction that drove you to do this. Thus, I must bear a large share of the responsibility for letting it happen. Alright, we'll arrest you both. It's very admirable, Chief Tolta. Thanks to this crisis, I finally realized where I went wrong. The welfare of this village cannot hinge entirely on the ideology of a single stubborn old man. So instead, Derek, I would ask that you provide me your input as well. We will each contribute our ideas and discuss them with the villagers. That is the only way we can ensure a future for Armorica. Alright. Good job, guys. Maybe we'll eventually get Mineth. Maybe. Makes almost losing your whole village to some crook worth it, wouldn't you say? Hey, Wazzy, leave. Why don't you go outside? At any rate, we owe you all an enormous debt, so allow me to express my thanks once more. I also owe my gratitude to Mr. Grimwood. It's a shame he couldn't be here. That's because he had to stay behind and write the Constitution, man. I don't know what to tell you. Look forward to our continued partnership, Chief Tolta. Keep a lookout for Mineth. Always contact the SSS if you ever need our assistance. One born every Mineth. Tired of that guy's name, man. I hate it. Such a weird name. Feels gross on my tongue. Alright. Back to Crossbell City. Back to Crossbell City. Let's turn in that questy. Here you go, Fran. I did more work. Pay me, please. 8 points. Shit, yeah. Doesn't get me a promotion, though. That's unfortunate. I bet you one more will. Alright, what are we doing? Package. Capua Delivery Service. I feel like I know that name. I feel like I know the name Capua. Where do I know that from? Where do I know the name Capua from? Come on, man. We were just over this. We just went over this. Here we go. I recognize that uniform anywhere. I recognize that Bobcat anywhere. Hey, buddy. Long time no see. I don't know you. You're not one of them. Excuse me, are you at the Capua Delivery Service? Yeah, I am. Who are you guys? Special Support Section. Came to speak with you about the support request you submitted. And also about a missing airliner in the Bose region. Thanks a bunch. I'm in a real bind here. Job's going to take a while to complete, though. Are you ready to start now? Sure am. Misdelivered packages. Yep, and boy were they misdelivered. See, your company delivers parcels to places all over the continent. Fortunately, we made an error while we were here in Crossbell. Several packages were listed with incorrect addresses by our staff and sent to the wrong locations. Don't you fucking hate it when that happens? How does such a mistake happen to multiple packages at once? Our president's a little bit of a scatterbrain, to put it nicely. Look, she's trying. She's trying so hard. And we love her for it. This isn't the first time something like this has happened, either. One time... Oh, it's not Josette. Alright. Is it Don? I guess it's Don, right? One time he even mixed up a shipping label with a letter from a friend. That was in Sky's second chapter, right? That was that was something with Joshua, wasn't it? I think it was. Can't remember. Doesn't sound like your president's the most meticulous person out there. I don't deny it, but he's a good man. When we had nowhere to go, he took us in with open arms. Sorry, I got off topic there. Yeah, why did you have nothing? Was it because of a guy named Rittner? Long story short, I need you to help straighten out all the packages. Usually have a local shipping company handle the cargo once it gets to Crossbell State, so I'd have no idea where I was going. Alright. Happen to have a beat on where all those errant deliveries are. According to what I have here, a parcel intended for St. Ursula ended up in Mines. What St. Ursula received instead was originally bound for a private home in the residential district. I'd like for you to go to each of those places. You're also going to need these. This is the package that was supposed to go to Jersegal. Alright, deliver this little parcel to the Jersegler Inn. then package should go to St. Ursula, which means you'll have to swap them with the... The more I try to sort this out in my head, the more confusing it gets. I got you, man. I fucking got you. I so got you. Let's go to Mainz. Let us go to Mainz. I also think that in Mainz, we should find somebody that we need to talk to. If I'm remembering correctly. I believe. Fairly certain. Could be misremembering. Might have this mixed up with a different part of the game, but I'm pretty sure this is it. Alright, before we do this, let's just see if there's anybody interesting staying at an inn here. Nope. Nope. Am I... Oh, nope, I'm right. Look at that. Hey there, Nielsen. Mr. Nielsen. Is that you, Lloyd? I don't remember what voice I gave him. Yes, hello again. I'm glad you remember me. Never forget the voices of those I've had the pleasure of interviewing. Is this man? Yeah, he's that famous journo they met back a little while back. Yeah, this is before you guys had rejoined the party. Marcel Nielsen. Brings you to Mainz, if I may ask. I have an interview scheduled with Mayor Bixen, as it so happens. I'll be asking him for his account on Mainz's origins as a septium mining village, as well as how it has changed in the modern day. Sounds like a great story for you to work on. The topic of independence looming over Crossbell, I thought it pertinent to reflect on the state's history. Have you met Shizuku? I feel like you two might have something to bond over. Like, I don't know, maybe having role models who, you know, are similar in certain ways might be helpful for small children. Not a bad idea. It's a very insightful perspective to have, for lack of a better phrase. I'll consider it a compliment. My circumstances do give me a penchant for taking things the long way around. Enough about me. I heard you all contributed to stopping the terrorist attack at the trade conference. You fucking better believe it. With that in mind, I have the urge to interview you about the matter. Would you mind terribly? I would love to hear this, because you tend to let slip some stuff about stuff that's relevant. That's, like, kind of story critical, but also optional in a very infuriating kind of way. You see, there are several lingering questions I have regarding the motivations behind that attack. I suspect speaking with you will help me uncover the meaning of it all. That would be great if you could tell us the meaning of it all. That would be so great. Tio's right, information about that case is restricted to members of the state government and police force. Even if we do take your questions, we'll be pretty limited to what we can disclose. It's understandable and well within my expectations. Nevertheless, I believe there is still merit to be had in discussing the matter. What do you say? Oh, we will make the fucking time for this. Okay, let's begin. Here we go. Doing a side quest while we're in the middle of doing a side quest. Thank you all again for agreeing to this interview. Our topic of discussion is the recent terrorist attack. The recent terrorist attack that occurred at the West Zemuria Trade Conference. To begin, I would like to confirm that the identity of the perpetrators... I can read, I promise. To begin, I would like to confirm the identity of the perpetrators involved. Could you do that for me, Lloyd? We had the Imperial Liberation Front from Erebonia. They were certainly there. The anti-immigration faction from Calvard. They were also certainly there. The correct answer is both. 2 terrorist cells from within the major powers were working in conjunction with one another. One was the Imperial Liberation Front from Erebonia. The other was comprised of members of Calvard's anti-immigration faction. That's right, those were indeed the parties responsible. So what, you're just like quizzing me on shit now? I will refrain from delving into their backgrounds and founding principles. However, it is worth noting that the two groups have no history of collaboration, and yet they mounted a united front against the conference. I wonder if there was an intermediary that brought them together. Might that intermediary be a bunch of fucking snakes? I'm given to understand that they were abetted by a so-called society that had also been operating covertly in Liberal. You are very correct, the Society of Ouroboros. Thinking back, the terrorists were making use of archaisms. I'm sorry, I mean magic golems or some shit. We don't use the A word anymore. At the trade conference. I am so fucking but guys... Never mind. Do you know the society, Mr. Nielsen? I've come across their name before, yes. They're a bit of an enigma, to be certain. No, the enigma is the phone device, the orbment thing in my pocket. I take it your work has led to you learning of them as well. We've heard a thing or two, and the more we hear, the shadier they seem to be. At any rate, we can say definitively that their true aims are completely shrouded in mystery. Trying to deduce their objectives at this stage would be entirely in vain. I'm inclined to agree with that. Let's move on to the next topic then. I would like to review the intentions and perspectives of the two major powers in regards to the attack. My sources tell me that each nation employed outside forces in secret. Both of these forces contributed greatly to the resolution of the incident. Yes, indeed. You're talking about Red Constellation and Hayway, are you not? What I find peculiar is that although the Empire and Republic foresaw the attack, they elected not to prevent it, leaving both terror groups at large, because it was useful for them and their plans with invading and capturing the border security of Crossbell. I have to wonder why that is. What do you suppose they were trying to achieve? What were the Chancellor Osborne and President Rocksmith's objectives? Expose each terrorist group? No. Force Mayor Croy to resign? No. Contain opposing political factions. There you go. Each terrorist group was backed by a political faction that stands at odds with its respective country's leader. I think their top priority was to keep those two opposing factions in check. In Chancellor Osborne's case, he was looking to put pressure on Erebonia's noble faction, led by Duke Cayenne, which we've heard a few times now. I just want to keep that top of mind, because that will become relevant in Cold Steel. As for President Rocksmith, he was looking to deter anyone who agrees with Calvard's radical nationalists. That is something we have yet to really, really hit on in Daybreak. We've started to hit on it, but not quite, like, to the point of naming names. I agree. That is the only logical explanation for why they allow the terrorists to remain at large. As a result, the public tide has turned in their favor. Citizens from either country are raising their voices against the aforementioned factions. Political leverage, then, was the end goal. And also, the ability to say, hey, Crossbell, you can't fucking do anything for yourselves. You need us to be your daddies. Right? On a separate note, Lloyd, you identified this as their top priority, did you not? I found that curious. Do you mean to imply they had another objective? I sure do imply that. Lloyd. Can imagine one other objective. I also think it was to gain a foothold in their advancement into Crossbell. Oh. Crossbell is in their crosshairs. Bro, you need a timeout, Wazzy. I need you to go back to Trinity for like a day and a half and just have some drinks and just stop trying to be so fucking quippy, alright? That much was clear as day when both leaders offered to station their troops in Crossbell at the conference. Yes, and the terror attack fueled the narrative that Crossbell cannot keep its borders safe by itself. That only places further pressure on the state to accept their proposals. The non-aggression pact that Liberal introduced has essentially lost all power as a deterrent at this point. Well, somebody go back to Trails in the Sky's second chapter and tell everybody that. Moreover, Crossbell's independence proposal has placed it square in the public eye of both the Empire and the Republic, thereby redirecting the attention of either country's citizens away from their domestic conflicts and discontent. So even that was by design. Heard of two birds with one stone. This is more like downing a flock with a boulder. Well then, I see you've all considered this in just as much detail as I have. If you don't mind, I would like to move on to our final topic. It is apparent that the two countries had a mutual understanding as far as the attack was concerned. Do you believe this to be evidence of a greater alliance between them? Absolutely the fuck not. Bro, are you kidding? What? Hey, Nielsen, I need you to play the rest of this series, and then you tell me if there's an alliance between Erebonia and Calvard. Alright? You tell me that. No, there is no fucking alliance between Erebonia and Calvard. Absolutely the fuck not. They both have the same objective, sole possession of Crossbell. This is oil and water. There is nothing these two countries want anything to do with each other about. In the end, the incident at the conference was no more than a one-time instance of them acting in lockstep. Furthermore, Crossbell is simply too valuable for either country to let it remain as a simple buffer zone. There's no room for allyship if each aspires to take it for themselves. Their parallel actions tip their hands as to their conflicting motivations. Well, for a blind man. Wow, T.O. Wow. How about we don't say that? Can we not say that, T.O.? This was all just a warm-up before the real thing. Eventually, they're going to go to each other with guns blazing. Yeah, and guess who's right in between them? Isn't that great? Isn't that so fucking great? They're just going to start shooting each other over top of Crossbell, and we're just going to be running as our buildings get fucking shelled. Hey, remember Trails in the Sky? Remember the fucking clock tower? There's going to be more of that. It's going to be so great. I imagine the war of intelligence they're waging will only worsen from here. The increasing activity from the Jaegers and criminal syndicates in Crossbell can likely be attributed to that as well. Unfortunate as it is, I would not be surprised to see a resurgence of inexplicable incidents such as those from Crossbell's past. Please elaborate on this optional story content. Nielsen, tell me about these things that are optional to hear about, that in no way are critical to understanding this fucking story. What do you mean? Never mind that. Forgive me for speaking out of turn. I don't think so, buddy. That aside, I believe we've sorted out a number of matters regarding the terror attack. Asking for this interview was a wise decision indeed. Thank you for your time. I think we understand the current situation more clearly now. It's almost more informative than I was prepared to handle. It would be wonderful if we could chat like this again sometime, future circumstances permitting. Hells yeah, this is what I'm talking about, man. We always talk to Nielsen. Always talk to Nielsen. He will give you so much important story stuff, and every single thing about him is optional, which is insane. It's actually insane. Hello. I have a package for you. Have you received any strange packages? Most peculiar delivery came in earlier. With why anyone thought to send it to us, I couldn't even begin to guess. Alright, well, you got the wrong package. It's supposed to go to St. Ursula. No wonder it was chock full of scalpels and such. Oh god. What did St. Ursula get? Luca got so spooked she was hell-bent on throwing them out with the trash tomorrow. Here's your fragile package. Liberlian drinking glasses. There we go. That's way better. Oh, we'll take the scalpels then. Thank you. Alright, St. Ursula time. Doot, doot, doot. Doodly doot. Well, alright then. Here we go. Let's head over to St. Ursula. That's not where I want to go. That's not where I want to go. That's also not where I want to go. This is where I want to go. I could have gone to the car. The car would have been faster, actually. But I'm already here. So we'll take the bus. Look, taking the bus is way more environmentally friendly than taking your car. Right? So here we go. Am I talking to you? No, I'm not talking to you. Why would I be talking to you? I'm talking over here. I want to go in here. Probably want to talk to you. Yeah, there we go. Welcome back to St. Ursula Hospital. We got some scalpels for you. Did you get something weird? So that's what that package was. Our nurse admin Martha was racking her brain over it. She thought maybe a nurse made a mistake with the purchase order. Did they, like, fire Cerrone? Like, preemptively for this. A mistake, you say? Yeah, one of our clumsier nurses has done something to that effect in the past. Multiple times, in fact. See, look. Did she now? Does that mean the package is currently at the nurse's station? Yeah, alright. We'll go. We'll go take a look. I want to find her. Where is she at? Where are you at, Cerrone? You up folding the laundry or some shit like you usually are? Nope, that's Mayfa. What? Okay. Cerrone being chewed out by the nurse administrator. We did, like, see this a little bit when we were here before, right? We saw her getting, like, yelled at. And we didn't get any of the details. Hey, Philly, what's up? Okay, yeah. It's fine. Hey, yous guys. Honestly, Cerrone, you should be old enough to know better than this. Why is it that you can't even place a simple order without making these mistakes? No. There's gotta be some other explanation. Just ask Mayfa. She even watched me put the order together. I mean, sure, it took me 20 tries before I got the numbers right, but we did it eventually. Things Mayfa has to put up with. You're lucky she's so fond of you. It was a mistake on the part of Capua Delivery Service, so maybe you should apologize to Cerrone. Placing an order for medical supplies, we've run into a problem of sorts. The package arrived didn't have any supplies. Instead, we had some sort of worn-out doll inside. This isn't Cerrone's first offense. Earlier this year, she botched an order of bed sheets. Yeah, I remember that from Trails from Zero. I know. Come on, why won't you believe me? I'm telling you I know I got it right. Mm-hmm. Well, now don't you feel like a bitch, Martha. So the package we received was never meant for us to begin with. Currently in the middle of sorting it all out. These are the medical tools I placed an order for. Thank you for coming all this way to deliver them. Suppose I owe you an apology. I hope you can forgive me. Shouldn't have jumped to conclusions. Yeah, you shouldn't have jumped to conclusions. As a, like, managing manager. Like, you should do better than that. Martha, Jesus. It's all water under the bridge now, as long as you're not still mad at me. Almost forgot, they should have put it somewhere in here. There it is, my new Kagama. Oh, well, I can't help you now, Cerrone. I can't help you with that one. Since we were already placing an order, I figured I might as well add this to the package too. Isn't he just adorable? Got a small trunk. Is this a Rosenberg doll? This package was meant for a private address in the residential district. This address, if I'm not mistaken, it's the empty house to the right of the Representative Campbell's. The house people kept saying was haunted. We were gonna take a worn-out doll to a haunted house? Great. So we moved in? I don't know. Alright, well, I guess I'll go do it. Hey. Best purchase of my life. Welp. Look, man, I tried. Tried my best. Alright. Doot, doot, doot. Doot, doot, doot. Doodly doot. Doot, doot, doot. Are marching. Is it this one? That's Campbell's house. Okay, so it's this one. This place doesn't exactly feel lived in. So, who ordered this? Delivery slip doesn't actually list a recipient, only a destination. I guess just put the trunk in the abandoned house then, I guess. What? Nothing. Don't like that. Not a fan of that, Tio. Hold on, look. Oh boy. It's open. Has it always been open? Has it always just, like, been open? It's a little ajar. I thought it might be. Alright. In we go. What's up, Tio? What? Fucking what? I don't like that. Alright, here we go. Is anyone home? No one lives here. This is definitely the address listed on the delivery slip. Front entrance wasn't locked either. Who are you? Huh? A girl? Excuse us, little girl. Are you the only one home? Here to deliver a package and... Oh, you mean she's finally here? Don't just stand there, come in. I don't like this. I don't like this. Not a recipient, she's clearly expecting a delivery. That's odd, though. If there really was a little girl living here, I'm sure I'd have heard of it. Don't know what to tell you. You met the squirt 10 seconds ago, same as the rest of us did. So what the hell's going on here? She had a good answer for that. I don't like this. Here's the package you ordered, I think. Is it a Rosenberg doll? Yay, she's finally come home. Oopsie daisy. That's... That... But... that... But why... Why is it you? Why is the doll you? It's one of those famous antiques, you know, from the Rosenberg studio? I don't think so. It doesn't look very expensive to me. Is it a knockoff? Is it a Rosenberg knockoff? So this doll, did it used to be one of yours, maybe? She's not an it. She's my beloved little sister. Isn't she just adorable? I don't like this. Is she now? Well, thank goodness we were able to reunite the two of you then. Thank you, everyone. If you don't mind, I'm going to take her back to our bedroom. Am I the only one who feels completely lost about this? Doesn't seem like anyone else is home either. No parents or anything. You know when we go back there, there's going to be just two dolls sitting in the room, right? Like, we know that. We're, like, very certain that when we go back into that room, it's just going to be two dolls sitting there. Happy Halloween, everybody! Hey, Tio, what's up? Nothing. It was only my imagination, I think. I don't like this. Hey, who's in there? Oh, sorry. Hey, who's in there? Is that Imelda? Parents don't seem to be home. Maybe we should answer for her. Is that you, Imelda? It is Imelda. What's up? What? Imelda. If it isn't the SSS, then what are you doing in a place like this? We were delivering a package to a little girl who lives here, right? Came on police business. Brings you all the way out here from your antique shop. Police business? What the devil for? This house has been completely abandoned for over a decade. Yeah, that's what we thought, but then... I've been using this building as a warehouse for my merchandise for some time now. What's the matter? You look as if you just saw a ghost. Well, I think we might have. What's the big idea here? Even if Imelda's telling the truth about using this place for storage space, how do you explain the creepy little girl we just handed that doll to? Good question. We can always ask her ourselves. I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for this. I'm sure there's not. Pretty sure she went into that back door. Are your ears screwed on right? I just told you no one lives here. I know what we're gonna find back there. And I don't like it. Where'd that little girl go? Think she's hiding somewhere? Lloyd, look at those. Huh? Dolls, I recognize the one we just delivered, but the other one looks just like the girl we spoke to. I think the lot of you owe me an explanation here, wouldn't you say? Now spill it. Or would you rather arrest yourselves for trespassing? I don't think that's how it works, but I'll try to explain. I see, I see. Turns out what he said had a grain of truth in it after all. What are you talking about? Purchased one of those 2 dolls while traveling abroad many, many years back. They were said to have been crafted to resemble the daughters of a noble family from long ago. They were a set of twins, so 2 dolls were made. Unfortunately, I was only able to get my hands on one of them. There's nothing wrong with the doll per se, but strangely, I could never convince anyone to even consider buying it. What's that last part have to do with anything? For detective, you're astonishingly dim. No, man, I solved the fucking Minith case, and all my fucking peers had no idea what the fuck I was talking about. It actually really concerns me about their ability to do their jobs. I'm not dim. You're dim. Point is, you were made to deliver a second doll, whereupon you came across a mysterious girl who resembles the first. What I'm saying is perhaps that doll came to life and summoned her twin to her, no? Ooh, happy Halloween. Certain man has always insisted to me that every doll has its own destiny. Perhaps that old fogey was onto something this whole time. Every doll has its own destiny. That sounds like Meister Joerg. Meister Joerg. They use, like, J's as Y's in the series, so Joerg. I'm gonna go with Joerg. I do remember Meister Joerg saying something about along those lines. Are you telling us that the little girl we spoke to was the ghost of this doll? Oh, right, Ellie. Yeah, sorry. Sorry, Ellie. Yeah, you shouldn't have come in here. I refuse to believe it. The veracity of that claim aside, there is a substantial concentration of spiritual energy in this building. I can sense the presence of the 3 higher elements, too, the way I could at the Moon Temple and Stargazer's Tower. In other words, what we witnessed may have been a spiritual phenomenon of sorts. Hey, Reese. Hey, Reese, can you come over here? I'm scared now. That would explain the hair standing up on the back of my neck. This would be a hell of a lot easier if we were all just hallucinating. If Teotot says there's something to it, I'm not going to tell her otherwise. You're kidding, right? I don't want to believe any of this. My, but it's fun to watch you all shiver and tremble yourselves silly. At the end of the day, whether or not you put any stock into the blatherings of that reclusive doll fanatic is up to you. One thing is for certain, and that is, this is my property, get out. Now that those sisters are reunited, they can finally find a proper home, by which I mean a prospective buyer. And that's good news for my bottom line. Now get out. Alright, let's report to the Capo delivery service. I don't like this. I don't like this. Looks like you managed to get all the packages where they needed to go. Sure, you're damn right, Aaron. It's no problem. Not that it's any of my business, but is she okay? Her face is kind of pale. Couldn't have been. Guess she's still a little bit haunted by the experience. I don't blame her. Give her some time, she'll be fine. Don't worry about it too much. Best get going now. If you ever need help in Crossbow again, I'll let you know. Say hi to Josette for me. And let her and Kyle and Don know that we almost nabbed Rittner and let him get away again. Alright, I think we can go back into that building. I can't remember if there's something worth finding in there. Is there like a treasure chest or something in there? Let me just double check, since we have access to it. Let's see, is there anything actually in here? Imelda. Haunted dolls. Oh, is it? Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's it? Okay. Well. That's disappointing. Let's turn in our quests. I think that's all the quests. I think we can actually go to the doll studio now. I think we've done it. I think we can actually move on with the main story. Only an hour and 20 minutes into the stream. Hey man, this is the 5th Trails game we've played on this channel. By this time, you should know what you've signed up for. Got a true gladiator belt. That is so swell. That is so swell. True gladiator belt. Ellie, that is all yours. Auto CP up. And you can take the other gladiator belt. And you can take the gladiator true gladiator headband. And you can take as much evasion stuff as you can possibly get. Alright, we are good with requests, right? Taste of Crossbell. We can't do that until the next day, like tomorrow, right? Is that right? Hey, Tio and Ellie, what's going on? Why are you phasing through each other? Alright, Rosenberg Doll Studio, let's do this. Drop a save. Here goes. Time to go to the doll studio. Doll studio. Didn't even see you there. Didn't do that. Got him. Here we are. Hey, look. A moving track. Thank you again, Meister. You've been a great help. With these, we'll be all set for the debut of our new performance in a couple of days. That's the guy from Arkansas. What the fuck? Adios above, your troop is far too demanding with its requests. Each and every one of them. Tuning the automata would have been work enough, but designing an entirely new stage set on top of that? Well, are we paying you or are we not paying you? Busy man, you know. Really do apologize for that. Ilya and the troop leader can have some pretty lofty standards sometimes. Extra mechanism they asked you to install was something they just couldn't live without. Doesn't matter now. I have no issue with lending my studio's expertise to service your plays. I'm sure the goddess would prefer it to the alternative. What the fuck is the alternative? What are we talking about here? You haven't received your response to our invitation yet. Arkansas would be honored to have you attend the show. It'd be our pleasure after the amazing set and automata you provided us. Your Mira is thanks enough. I appreciate the gesture, but as I said, I'm a busy man. Oh. Well. Told them he wouldn't go for it. Still, I'd love for him to see how his hard work is being used on stage at least once. Pardon us. Aren't you the SSS? We are. You're the stage technician from Arkansas, correct? Name's Hines. I'm in charge of the pros. Take two. I'm in charge of the props and equipment and such. What are all of you doing out here? Come to see the Meister? Something like that. We had a little matter we wanted to consult him about. You here to pick up a commission? Yeah, we had an order for an automaton tune-up and some new set pieces. It's kind of on short notice with the debut of the Revival performance coming up, but he did us real solid getting it done so quickly. Oh boy, tell you the truth, everyone at the troop owes the Meister a Torum. You don't say. Speaking of which, isn't the Revival performance only a couple of days away? That's right, Illy and the others are kicking it into high gear right about now. Heck, I've been getting into it myself with all the changes we made. Have you now? Sounds like you're all primed to put on a real box office hit. That's the idea, but whoops, I'm a little behind schedule. Gotta go by. And off he goes. We already knew the Meister was the one behind Arkansas's theater magic and all. But man, it kind of makes you forget this place has ties with the Society, huh? Yeah, something 13 factories something. That it does. Well, at least we know the Meister is in right now. Not sure if he'll be willing to tell us anything about the Society, but we'll never know if we don't ask. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Alright, let's do it. Knock knock. To enter the doll studio, you will be unable to visit other areas outside of Crossbell City for the rest of the day. Anchorfine. You know what? Let's just drop a save here, and then we'll be fine. This should be fine. Yup. Visit the studio. Excuse us. This is Crossbell Police, Special Sports Section. Meister Rosenberg. I'd like to have a word with you. There's no need to shout. My hearing is still perfectly fine. Whatever business you have must be important if you've come all this way. I don't have very much time to spare, but I will make an exception this once, as long as you keep things short. Hello? What? She's so cute. A Rosenberg doll? An automated one by the looks of it. Enter. The little one will guide you. See to it that you don't wander anywhere you aren't supposed to. Well, that's foreboding as shit. I guess it can't talk, not that I was expecting it to. Get a load of this gal, sure doesn't look like any machine I've ever seen. Mind taking us to where your master is, little miss? I think we're supposed to follow her. Ouroboros, just what kind of enemy are we dealing with? Wow. Since we have access to the yard here, just see if there's any hidden secrets. I don't think there are. Alright, here we go. Don't wander off the path. Fuck, man, this place is creepy. What's the other two directions, though? I want to know. Are we ever going to actually see the inside of the Rosenberg doll studio? What felt like a maze. Oh, that's the Ouroboros logo. What is this place? It's incredible. Oh, I know that robot. I know that robot back there. What's up, Potter Motter? How you doing? Wow. Is that it? The giant archaism you mentioned before? Yeah, Ren used it back at the Sun Fort. I believe she called it Potter Mater. So this is where it's been. The hell's all this mechano crap doing down here anyway? Mechano? Mechano crap? Yeah, probably. Thought this was supposed to be a doll studio. I believe those terminals are connected to the Orbital network. This must have been where Kitty was remotely hacking the network. Well, what is it you want? Hey, dude. What's going on with Ouroboros? And why are they taking over amusement parks? Had a few questions we were hoping to ask. They, by any chance, happen to be about what Campanella has been up to? That is exactly what I would love to know. So you know, do not misunderstand. You are correct that I have ties to the Society. In the end, however, I am nothing more than a humble doll maker. Not directly involved with whatever grand scheme they have planned. So in other words, you can't tell us exactly what Campanella is planning to do. Do not know, nor am I in any position to. However, you should understand that he is an enforcer, not an Anguis. He is not authorized to propose plans for the Society to pursue. The Anguis, rather, are the ones who draft such arrangements. Now, hold on just a minute. It's a little too much to take in all at once. Isn't this insider information? Should you really be giving it to us so easily? It's hardly confidential. There are many on the continent who know of this already. The Church, the Guild, the intelligence agencies of the major powers. Even that is only scratching the surface. The Society is so widely known, yet still you are able to freely continue making dolls here. As I said, I am not in a position to know all of the Society's inner workings. Take the Archaisms, for example. Their construction relies on technologies from many other workshops besides this one. Would it be 12 other workshops? My studio is but one scale on the ever-coiling serpent, which is why the Church and Guild will never set foot in here without due cause. Suppose that makes sense. Someone like you is more valuable while you're still attached to the snake. Which makes you a handy source of info. Correct. That being said, the studio has already been preemptively outfitted for any contingencies. Even should you break the front door down with an arrest warrant, all you would find is an empty and meager doll studio, nothing more. Not even Potter Mater. Well, would you like to try your hand at taking me into custody, having heard all of that? You may not have another chance. That's not why we're here. If you made your point, we'd like to inquire further if you're willing to answer. Lloyd. Guess that's all we can do, but it doesn't mean I like it. A wise decision. I take it you'd like to know something more concrete than veiled statements and broad outlines. Narrow your questions down to 3, and I will answer them if I can. Fair enough. Let's fucking do it. 3 things we should ask him about. Well, I guess these are the 3 things, huh? Who are these Anguis, and what is their deal? Oh, look at that. We're seeing some of them. We've got Georg Weissman out in front, and we've got that old guy, that scientist guy that we've been seeing. So he's one of the Anguis. And we have Lady Knight over there, and then we have 4 others. Shrouded in secrecy. 2 of which I believe we currently know. The Anguis. Also, Georg Weissman is very dead. And that's not one of those, oh, if you don't see the body, then you don't know for sure that he's dead. No, we know he's dead. If you know, you know. Kevin Graham very, very definitely turned him into fucking salt. The Anguis, they are the 7 Snake Apostles. Snake Apostles? Come on, man. Who live and serve to realize the Grandmaster's plans. Even I do not know all of their identities. However, I am aware of the Anguis that will be arriving in Crossbell before long. Is there any way you can tell us more about them? One is a man, the 6th Anguis to be precise. He leads the 13 factories that comprise Ouroboros' technological network. He is the Society's greatest theoretician. He has a name that we have seen before, specifically in Trails in the Sky, the 3rd in one of the doors. An engineer with an insatiable appetite. Needless to say, he is a contemptible man. Clearly have a high opinion of him. Just how contemptible are we talking? No, really fucking contemptible. I refer you once again to whatever star door it is in Trails in the Sky the Third. It's pretty fucked up. He's the sort of man who cares nothing but satisfying his own intellectual curiosity. I am unsure what he hopes to achieve by coming to this land in person. But I can say this for certain, his arrival is anything but good news for Crossbell. Great! Love that. I'll take your word for it. He will not be alone, however. The seventh Anguis, the Steel Maiden, will also be coming to Crossbell. The Steel Maiden. It's got an ominous ring if I've ever heard one. She is an enigma, to say the least. No, the enigma is in my pocket. It's got my orbments in it, man. Stop calling everything an enigma. Briefly put, she is a masterful warrior whom you have no hope of defeating, even if you were to face her all at once. Well, that's because we're not Reen. I guess. She's that strong, bro. Oh boy. Trying to wingman your fellow conspirators, I see. It's merely a word of warning. Unlike the sixth Anguis, I've heard the seventh Anguis is a virtuous individual. However, were you to face her unprepared, you would surely cost you your lives. Alright, what's his grand scheme? As I already told you, even I am not familiar with the details. From what little I've heard in passing, however, I do know what it is called. The Phantasmal Blaze Plan. Well, that's not the grand scheme, Yoerg. That is just one component of the grand scheme. Because before the Phantasmal Blaze Plan, we had the Gospel Plan, which we knew about, and we dealt with that in the Sky Arc. That was like the main thing of the Sky Arc, was the Gospel Plan. That was the Black Orbment, and the Oriole, and all that stuff. The Orbital Shutdown phenomenon, all that good stuff. And, if you remember, in Trails in the Sky the Third, in Star Door 14, which we got, amazingly, I didn't expect to get that, but we did get it. We got confirmation that the Gospel Plan had finished successfully, which, not great for us, because we thought we stopped them. And that they were then moving on to the next stage of the plan, which is the Phantasmal Blaze Plan. That takes place simultaneously in Crossbell and Erebonia. And here we are, now in Crossbell, and it looks like Ouroboros is here, starting to do their shit. But the Phantasmal Blaze Plan is just a part of the Orpheus Final Plan. So there's more to it than just the Phantasmal Blaze Plan. Which makes me wonder, does Yoerg know that? Is he kind of like, you know, spoofing us a little bit here? Or does he think the Phantasmal Blaze Plan is the only thing they got going on? It's an interesting question. I don't know that it totally matters that much, but the wording is kind of curious. Well, there's a name rife with symbolism. I'm gonna circle back on that, Wazzy. What are you talking about? Does it entail causing some sort of widespread incident in Crossbell, like the one in Liberl last year? That can't be. There's just no way we could just let that happen. Stop making me repeat myself. I do not know the details. What I can tell you is that the Society's intervention here pales in comparison to what happened in Liberl. Well, I guess that's good. Kind of. Society prefers to operate from the shadows above all else. They aren't the type to make their move on the surface. Is that supposed to make us feel better? Because it sure as hell ain't working. Seconded, the fact that you can give us nothing but a name makes whatever they're doing all the more suspect. Alright. What's their relationship with the cult? Tell me about Star Door 15. DG cult, you mean? As far as I know, the two sides never had any direct ties. Other than the fact that Joshua and Luve fucked up Paradise. Like, really, like, fiery fucked it up. Like, with fire. Having said that, it is a fact that the Society was the one that destroyed the lodge where Ren was being held. What? You're referring to Paradise, right? Yes, my understanding is that the cult used it to lure in and exploit influential individuals from around the continent, such as Speaker Hartman. In all likelihood, it was brought down because it began to target influential individuals the society was backing. Like Speaker Hartman. It's nothing short of a miracle that Ren survived that place. Well, the miracle is, Joshua and Lube. Hellhole deserved to get wiped out, but it's not like that makes Ouroboros the good guys either. Hope you didn't expect that explanation to win us over. As I said, I'm only telling you what I know. Take it how you will. Alright, I guess we're done asking questions. Some interesting fucking lore drops, though. That's really interesting. Makes 3 questions I've answered. You've taken up enough of my time. I'm going to have to ask that you leave now. Bye. Okay. But... leave. Lloyd? Fine. That's what we agreed to, so we'll just be going. For now. Would you mind if we returned for another one of these talks? If I feel so inclined. Keep the following in mind. It's not only Ouroboros that you should have your sights set on. Interesting. Who else, if I may ask? There are other forces to be cautious of in the wake of Crossbell's bid for independence. Wouldn't you say? Oh, you mean like Red Constellation and Hayway and Erebonia and Calvard. But how much of that is the society, though? How much of that is the society, like, pulling strings and shit? Is it all the society all the way down, if we actually look? Or are there actually other parties who are also bad guys that aren't the society? Maybe that are partnering with the society. Is it still the cult? Is the cult still around? No, we stamped them out. At the start of the game, we went to their lodge. Beat them all up. We arrested Ernest and Hartman. I don't feel good, man. I don't like this. This sucks. Now I'm suspicious of everybody. Sounds like you probably know a thing or 3 about that. Maybe so, maybe not. Off you go, follow the little one like you did on your way here. If you wander off, I can't guarantee your safety. I really don't like the sound of that. What's in this fucking studio, man? I am sufficiently creeped out. Hey man, you want answers to these questions? You're gonna have to play the next 7 to 8 games. I feel like I just came out of a bad dream. Phantasmal Blaze plan, and the 2 Anguas making their way to Crossbell to enact it. It's so fantastical I can barely bring myself to believe it. Well, you're gonna need to, because this is a big fucking deal. Just how dangerous are they? What I've heard about the Liberal incident vary. We can't take the threat they pose lightly. Still, if what the Meister told us was true, whatever they're planning on Crossbell isn't as extensive as it was in Liberal. That'd be a relief. I hear they had an enormous battleship to contend with. Not to mention that giant archaism Pottermotter. Where'd you get that info? The 1st Division has it all labeled as classified. Yeah, where did you get that info, Wazzy? Tell me you hear about these kinds of things while working as a host, too. Nah, I don't think so. Nah, I don't think so. You got some other kind of in. I don't like this. Who were you a host to? Who could you have been a host to? Did you go to Liberal? None of them were here, other than Joshua and Estelle. And they didn't really have anything to do with you. I don't know, man. What, Tio? What you got? What, Randy? What you got? Something wrong? Well, yeah, just a little. Teotot might be able to explain it better than I could. You mind? I will make an attempt. Having seen the automaton that guided us in and out of the studio, it's become clear the society is far more mischievous than they are malevolent. But they turned all our orbments off, man. It was pretty mean. I had to fight abyss worms with, like, no orbments. It sucked a lot. It was pretty malevolent. Mischievous. Yes, they have more technological prowess than both the Epstein Foundation and Zeiss Central Factory, yet squander it by choice. Consider the research necessary to develop Potter Matter. It would have been more practical to use those same resources to build 50 airships. You think so? Perhaps they have a source of funding, one deeper than we may realize? Maybe, but when you're an army or a crime syndicate, efficiency is typically the highest priority of any organization. Recreation typically doesn't have much of a place there, if at all, but Ouroboros turns all of that right on its head. It makes their motives and rationale all the more baffling to me. Took the words right out of my mouth. Thing about it is, no matter how many anguas and archaisms they've got hiding up their sleeves, Red Constellation and Hayway are probably more of an actual threat, realistically speaking. And that ain't even taking into account whatever the Empire and Republic are up to. Yeah, but what if they're all involved with Ouroboros? What if it's all Ouroboros all the way down? What if? It's not, but what if? That's true. Put all four of them into one autonomous state together, and you've got a disaster waiting to happen. This kitchen already has too many cooks without the society. Big question is, what do they plan to bring to the table? Wazzy, I swear to God, you are the most punchable character in this stream. Who's to say, even backing the terrorists at the trade conference was allegedly on a complete whim on their part. They don't seem to have any interest in involving themselves with conventional power struggles. In that case, would that make what they are working toward as unconventional as everything else they do? Well, it seems to me, based on what we know from the Sky trilogy, because Trails from Zero didn't really have much in the way of Ouroboros, other than Ren just being around. It seems to me that they are after the Septarians. That kind of seems to be the thing that they're trying to do. They're trying, all through Sky's second chapter, their whole thing was getting the Oriole. And they got it. You know, they brought out the Liber Arc and all that stuff, but by the end of the game, Campanella got the Oriole and brought it back to the Grandmaster. And we got that at the end of Sky's second chapter, and that was like all confirmed and shit within Sky the Third. There are 7 Septarians. We've only dealt with 1. We are in game 5. Only 1 Septarian has been accounted for. So, my hunch is it's something to do with Septarians. What they're trying to do with them, we still don't know. I think we've gotten a better idea over the course of the series, but we still really don't know. But that seems to be the avenue they're taking. Now, as far as mischief versus malevolence, I think that's on an individual basis, more so than as an organization. I mean, we're completely in over our heads trying to do anything about it. All we can say for sure is that whatever it is, it can't be good for Crossbell. We should return home for now. I'm gonna relay all this to the chief. Make it his problem. Make it his problem. Here, you figure out what to do with all this stuff. Regardless of what the society is after, least we can do is make sure we're ready for them. You're not gonna be ready for them. You can't make sure you're ready for them. That's not how it works. Good call. Back to the city we go. Alright. Back to Crossbellington we go. Give me these freebies. So much free shit. We take that. Yes, we do. Gimme. Acerbic tomatoes? I don't know what those are. Don't you mean bitter tomatoes? Oh. Ring, 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 ring. Phone call. Feeling someone's in need of our services. Bad eggs. Lloyd. Oh, hey, Fran. What's up? Thank goodness I finally got a hold of you. Oh, hi, Fran. You've been trying to contact us for a while? I have, but for some reason none of my calls were able to get through. It's probably because of the doll studio. Even tried everyone else's enigmas, but they were a total no-go too. Sorry about that. We ended up wandering out of signal range. What's going on? You have an urgent support request for us? Not quite. No, half an hour ago there was a train derailment on the West Crossbell Highway. Oh, shit. That's a big deal. A what? You serious? I wish I wasn't. The 2nd Division is en route to investigate the scene. CGF's on its way too, so there's probably no need for you to go, but I figured I should keep you guys in the loop just to be safe. Thanks for telling us, Fran. Find out more, let us know as soon as you can. Roger that. Something the matter? Excuse me, I had to take a sip. Did Fran have something important to tell us? What the hell? A derailment? It just went right off the tracks? Yeah, Fran said the 2nd Division and CGF are on their way there. So you can probably leave it up to them. Then again, we have to meddle, man. We can't not meddle. We can't not meddle. It'd be hard to turn away from something so concerning. Timing's a little too suspicious for my tastes. Lloyd? What should we do? We have till the end of the day to report on what we've learned about the society. For now, let's go to the scene of the accident. Can't overlook the possibility that some sort of foul play was involved, whether from a cryptid or otherwise. At the very least, we can lend a hand investigating the crash site. Agreed. Okay. Let's take our new ride. Alright. Well, let's do that. Back to Crossbell City. Back to Crossbell City. Oh boy. You hear that? Those are sirens. Oh shit. Those the people from the train getting taken to St. Ursula? Transporting those who were injured. Given the timing, I wouldn't doubt it. Cecile and the rest of the hospital are going to have a long day ahead of them. In the meantime, we have to get to the scene of the accident. Alright, while we're here, is there any, just double check. Turn in any requests? Anything to do? Nope. And can we upgrade anything? No, we cannot. Can we upgrade any armor? Can. Alright. So, survival vest. Yeah, we can upgrade. Let's do that. Oh. Alright, so I gotta see. Oh. Is there any... None of this stuff is good. We could sell it. one other thing I would like to see is if we can upgrade our weapons. Not sure how many U materials I have. We might be able to upgrade our weapons. Yeah, we can. Alright. Alright. Let's try that again. Can we upgrade our weapons now? Oh, no, we can't. We did upgrade our weapons already, is what we did. Well, don't I feel dumb. Alright, that's fine. Alright, so I guess we're fine. We're all as juiced as we can be. Alright. Let's go to the car. Let's head out to the site. Save our game. There we go. Ride car. Train derailment site. Here we go. Buses. Must be transporting the rest of the passengers, the ones that didn't have to get rushed to the hospital. What a shit show. Alright, well, let's see it. Here we go. Hey, Lloyd, you guys made it. Alright. Hello there, Noel, Randy. Thank you both for coming. Alright. They're investigating. Looked like a mess. The train went clean off the tracks. How'd that happen? What of the passengers? No fatalities. Few were in critical condition. Most in need of medical attention were carried away by ambulance. Yeah, we saw that. One round of them arranged for passengers headed for the Crossbell City and another for those going to Altair. Chaos sorting it all out. Let's make our way to the scene. Alright. Here goes. Gonna drop another save. This way's dead end. Alright, let's check it out. Hi guys. How bad is it? What are we looking at here? Oh no. Oh fuck. That looks fucking bad. Wow. Okay, that's problem. That's problem. Yeah. Oh boy. Some accident we've got in our hands. You know what caused the derailment yet? No, as you can see, the investigation is still underway. Current working theory is that the front car was derailed due to a fallen rock on the track. The rest followed suit. My apologies, but I'm going to have to insist that any members of the media leave the accident site. We need to focus on beginning the cleanup and repair efforts immediately. Seriously? Commander Bales. I understand that the police would like to prioritize the investigation. However, this is the Transcontinental Railroad. We're standing on the most important transit line in all of Zemuria. We're under pressure from Mayor Croy, the Imperial and Republican governments, and the Railroad Corporation to fix this ASAP. Bro, if this is another one of those, oh, well, it seems like you guys can't even handle your own infrastructure, I think the fucking Empire needs to come in and take over your infrastructure, too. This is one of those fucking things. I'm gonna be so mad. CGF has no choice but to comply. With the detective, if you don't get to the bottom of what happened here, it could happen again, right? I am aware, however, I can only permit that the investigation be carried out by concurrently alongside the repairs, which will be until this evening at the very latest. As how long you've been given. Heavy machinery we've requisitioned will be arriving soon. We need to... Hold on just a moment. We shall not let this stand. The SSS? Who asked you to be here? Whoa! It's Lloyd and the gang. You guys came to scope out the scene too, huh? Please excuse us, Commander, but did we hear you correctly? You're going to start cleaning up the accident before a proper investigation... Still a member of the CGF, Seeker. I trust you haven't forgotten how vital this rail line is to Crossbell. Didn't want to put this so bluntly, but if we delay repairing the railroad, it'll give the Empire and the Republic all the excuse they need to intervene. Yup. Are we sure they're not behind it? I know that, but it's far from an unlikely scenario, unfortunately. Not much I can do to protest against an argument like that. Give me a break. I still have a duty to get to the bottom of this mess. We'll do it. Commander Bales, give us just 30 minutes. No, until that equipment arrives, we'll get this all sorted out. Look, Lloyd. I get you're the main character and all, but, like, that's fucking crazy. Yes, given Crossbell's current political climate, I'm not ready to chalk this accident up as just an unfortunate coincidence. Don't you think we should at least determine whether there was any foul play involved? It is also possible that this accident is relevant to our cryptid investigation. Look at it this way. Let us do your thing. Take two. Look at it this way. You let us do our thing, and everybody walks away with some peace of mind. Never thought I'd see the day that I would be the impatient one between the two of us, Orlando. Very well, Inspector Donovan. We will start by prioritizing the investigation of the accident scene. Once the equipment arrives, however, our focus will shift to fixing the rails. Alright, tick-tock, motherfucker. And we'll just stay out of your hair while we collect our material. Get out! Free to look around until the formal repairs begin on the condition that you in no way interfere with the investigation of the site. Am I clear? Crystal. Alright. Speak with the conductor. Alright. Engineer got nicked up in the crash, was taken to the hospital. Alright, well, he's fine. Let's get to investigating. Investigatorying. Investigatatoring. It's not where I wanted to go. Alright, I just want to look around, look around, look around. Are there any hidden treasure chests or anything like that? Is there any, like, hidden shit that I want to buy? Oh, hey, it's Murray. How you doing? How you doing, Murray? Hanging in there, okay? Alright, just making sure I'm scoping the area out correctly. Hello. Hey, Murray, how's the repair work going? I would say it's proceeding just as well as the investigation is, but until the heavy machinery arrives to help us move the train itself, there's only so much we're able to do. For now, the best we can manage is to clear the debris from the tracks. I figured that'd be the case. You could lend a hand if you need it, or we could lend a hand if you need it. No, you don't have to put yourself out. The 6 of you should focus on figuring out what happened. We'll inform you if we discover anything that might help. You're so nice. What a nice person. Alright, there's Donovan. There's Raymond. Is that Jovich or whatever? No, it's just some guy. Rhines? Looking at the scene of the accident puts chills down my spine. You think I'd be prepared for this? Yep. What's up, Grace? Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep. Conspiracy theories. Gonna do some conspiracy theories. What's up, Bales? Alright, I know. Tick-tock, 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 tick-tock. Got it. Alright, so we're talking to the guy, right? Hey, buddy. What a day. I should be thanking the goddess I'm okay, at least, compared to the poor people who got carted away by the ambulances. Never seen a never seen a train fly off the track so violently before. Could you give us your account of what happened at the time of derailment? Detective over there asked me earlier, but I think it was still too shaky to give a halfway decent statement. All happened so suddenly, you know? Couldn't help being a little out of it. Alright, well, talk. What you got? Suspicious. Now that you mention it, yeah, maybe. Okay. It was right before the derailment happened, while I was on the comms with the engineer. He just started yelling out of nowhere. I remember him shouting, "What is that?" or something along those lines. The accident happened moments later. Front car derailed, and the rest of them followed one after another. Well, you know how the story goes from there. Now I'm out here talking to you. Engineer was caught by surprise. Must have seen something he couldn't believe. What did he see? What did he see? Alright, let's start examining stuff. Talk to you. Raymond? All signs point to the derailment being caused by some external force. So, this would be the locomotive. Most essential car of the train. Without one, it would be unable to move. Yeah, got it. Rhineford Company. That is an Empire company. All very educational. Doesn't something about this seem off to you? Big old scratch marks? Not nearly as much damage on it as I would pictured. It's a little unnatural considering it's the frontmost car. Yeah, apparently it hit a boulder, but it doesn't look like it hit a boulder. It looks more like it scraped along the side of the cliff. Because you can see there's like scrape marks on the cliff side, but there's nothing on the other side. And it doesn't look like it came into collision, front-on collision with anything. Had it collided with something head-on, it wouldn't still be this pristine. Because derailment must have hit it from somewhere else. Indeed. Ah. I don't think boulders have claws. Just gonna go out on a limb. I don't remember boulders having claws. Unless it's like a Pokemon or something. This is about what's happened here. I think a rock might have rolled down the nearby cliff and derailed the train. Maybe this is where it made impact? That doesn't make any sense. It rolled down the cliff over the train and then curved back in around and hit the train on the side. On the side, the other side, from the side that it rolled down on? I don't know, man. This seems a little iffy. Possibility is there. I don't know about that. How do you explain these giant scratches? Bear. Big old bear. Thought it was a boulder. It was actually a bear. When you think about it, the position's a lot farther up than you'd expect, too. I don't think a simple fallen rock would have left marks like these. And what did collide with the train? Bear. It's bear. Big old bear. Big old bear. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Look at the marks on the cliffside. They're enormous. It's like the whole surface has been carved into. Parts of the ground have been gouged out too. The train must have derailed toward the left-hand side. Good question. Why do you suppose these streaks in the wall are so blue? Paint from the train. Yep. It's gotta be it. You can tell it's the same color as the train cars themselves. So something hit the train from the side and crashed it like into the side of the cliff where it scraped along as it skidded to a stop. Right? It's a big bear. After the train derailed, it must have scraped against the rock for a ways, leaving those blue skid marks. How far along they run? Look how far along they run. How would a train even stay up against the wall for that long? Not a cliff, not a boulder. Well, we know exactly what happened, didn't we? We know everything. We know exactly the events that exactly transpired. And I'm very disappointed in all of you for not knowing. This is the second time today. Better be enough for him because I sure as hell haven't connected any dots. I may have put a thing or two together on my end. Wazzy, see, I don't believe you. Alright, everybody. Ready to give our testimony. Here we go. When to address the possibility of the derailment being caused by a fallen rock, it is not. That's not what happened. Rule out that possibility. Really? Why? Raymond, might I remind you that boulders don't have claws. Yeah, it didn't collide head on with anything. There's no damage at the front. What does that prove? Yeah, see, look. As you can tell by my very artistic drawing, if it collided with a rock, it would be damaged where it collided with the rocks, and there's no damage, so it did not collide with rock. Something hit it from the side, and that something had claws. And my current theory is bear. Big ol' bear. I think I get it. All said and done, the front of the first car is hardly dinged up at all. Pulls out into the initial and most obvious explanation. Uh-huh. In that case, what do you suspect is the true cause? Bear. First, I had to consider whether this possibility was the work of some kind of explosive. Explosive? Saying this could have been a Jaeger operation or worse, a terrorist group? I'll admit, my mind wandered there pretty quickly, too. That's why I kept my eyes peeled. As far as I could tell, there weren't any traces of explosives. I would hope not. We'd already accounted for that, and we didn't find anything of the sort either. So after ruling that out, there's only one other possibility left remaining. Bear. It was, it was indeed a collision, but not from the front. Whatever it was rammed itself into the train from the right-hand side, and it had claws. Like a bear. Excuse me? Rammed? Like what, on purpose? That's insane. It's starting to sound less like a train derailment and more like a car chase. Now I understand. That would explain the dent on the right side of the locomotive. Yeah, here's the way I think it went. First, our unknown culprit landed right next to the train as it barreled down the track at full speed. That was likely the moment the conductor heard the engineer yelling on the comms. After that, the assailant began to run alongside the train before ramming it from the right, causing the dent. Force led the leading locomotive to derail toward the left-hand side. But our assailant didn't stop at that. It continued to push the locomotive into the cliff on the far end. From there, the train eventually skidded to a stop, leaving marks on the rocks along the way. As for the cars following behind, they ended up scattering off the rails in every direction. It's my working hypothesis, given what we know right now. Well done. You're really our guide's little brother, you know. Hell, your sleuthing skills may be even better than his. No kidding, Guy's style of investigating was less thorough and more instinctive. Watch it, he's ours. And we're proud to have him. That's Irene. I mean Lloyd. Kudos, oh wise leader. Even I couldn't think that far ahead. Very impressive, but it does leave one question. The answer is bear. The identity of our unknown culprit. Do you suspect this to be the work of some sort of monster? Bear. Or was this perhaps caused by another of those recently spotted cryptids? Well, when you look at the facts... Can't say for sure, but I'm pretty sure it's bear. There's no question a cryptid would have the strength to derail a running train based on your experience. Problem with that is the cryptids don't seem to be able to leave like a certain radius. Cryptids have only spawned in the presence of the higher elements thus far, and I sense no sign of them. Also, are there any like blue plants around? Any of that pleroma grass? There you go. This only further raises the question of just what it is we're dealing with. Look, I could tell you again, but you clearly are determined not to believe me. Oh, it could be Potter Mater. Society's archaisms are a possible candidate, too. You're really the type to resort to such a drastic and blatant attack? Whoa. I just got way high. Is that more capital W wisdom? Sounded like a monster. No ordinary one either, judging by that blood-curdling cry. Let me scan the area. Activate. Where is it? Where? Rhines, get the photo quartz ready. We're gonna take a shot one way or another. Yikes. 10 cells are moving. It's escaping to the west. Let's chase after it. Roger Wilco. Affirmative. You out of your minds? CGF will back you up. You should keep working on the cleanup efforts. You have a schedule to keep. We'll go be reckless. If you're certain. Not entirely comfortable with it, but we have no other choice. Someone has to be here when the heavy machinery arrives. Stay in contact. If anything happens, we'll come to your aid. Wazzy, what was that ... about? Don't think I didn't notice that ... Wazzy. Look at that. Look at that. Look. Look, he's got a fucking expression on his face that I don't like, and he's got ... dots. What the fuck do you know, Wazzy? You're not coming, Grace. Can't deny I was considering it. I get it, the situation seems stickier than usual, so I'll hang back this time. You fucking better. Now we'll head back to Crossbell City and draft up a breaking report. As soon as we get the rest of our people together, we'll return gathering some more material. I don't know what this thing you're chasing is, but it's gotta be nasty. And it also has claws like bear, so yeah, I guess I won't go. Bye, Grace. Remember when you wrote that article when we first got here and it was really, really not nice? And now you want us to do you favors? First, we need to head west on the highway. Let's go bag us a monster. Let's fucking do it. We got time. I think we have a dungeon first before we actually, like, do any fighting, so... If we can, like, get through whatever this dungeon is, and then stop right before the monster, or cryptid, or bear, or terrorist, or whatever it is, that'd be swell. Where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? Where actually are we going? Just go west, okay. We'll just keep going west. Keep on going west. Going west and west. Going west and more west. There it is again. It's coming from the west. Being beckoned like when we first met Zeit. Oh boy. I'm sensing a hostile intent. Either we're dealing with a monster of considerable intelligence or something else entirely. Wazzy, you seem to have more knowledge than you're letting on, and I don't care for that. Regardless, we need to be careful. Alright, I'm gonna go west and west. Going even more west. How much further west? Going all the way to Belgard Gate. What was that? Sounded like something shattering. Wasn't an explosion either. Came from the south. Oh, now we're going south. Going south and more south. Where the fuck are we going? Oh, that's not good. Yeah, I'm thinking bear. Like big bear, big old bear. There's no way this was done by some ordinary monster. Yeah, big bear. Was derailing a moving train not enough? What the hell are we going up against here? Bear. Randy, it's bear. What do you say? No time to sleep on it. Oh, yeah, okay. Deepest part of the forest. We're gonna have trouble keeping up. Yep, got it. Why is Wazzy acting so strange? Thank you, Lloyd. What's going on, Wazzy? What the fuck? Maybe he just really don't like bears. Alright, where? No, this one. Where are we going? Where's the place we're going? What place is we going? Ah. I see. Ah, I see the rope. And the bear claws. Which are a pastry, but also in Trails universe, a type of flower. But those are like quite literally bear claws, claws of bear. Everything here is in shambles. Those marks are fresh. Only one thing that could mean. Yeah, bear. Sensors are picking up movement beneath us. That isn't all. There's another strange presence. One that I can't quite put my finger on. Really, not even you? I thought I could get through just one, man. I really thought. Really thought I could. Thought I could get through one. Nope. Down this rope here is the survival training area. It's the heart of Nox Forest, a sprawl of dense woodland almost completely untouched by man. If we're going down there to chase our culprit, we'll need to be prepared. Oh, we're fine. It's gonna be so fine. It's gonna be so fine. LETO, Wazzy, you three had better stay. I don't think so. Honestly, Lloyd. I would consider you to be a bigger liability here than the rest of us. We're a team. Yeah, that's not very power of friendship of you, Lloyd. Alright. Down we go. Let's do as much of this as we can. Let's save first, and then do that. This is all Michelin Wonderland stuff, so I'm just going to put a separate file. Okay. Down we go. Alright. Ooh, magical forest. Look all how foresty and magical-y it is. Nox Forest. The real Nox Forest. Pleroma grass. None of this was here 2 months ago. Must have begun blooming recently. Tio, can you sense the higher elements? Of course I can. 50 Mira says these training grounds are even more grueling than what you're used to, thanks to them. Great. Love this. Now we have more than just getting lost to worry about. Well, okay. Here goes it. Here it goes. Oh boy. Time to fight monsters. Got him. Whoa! Alright, we're gonna be leveling up in here. Guys, we are going to be leveling up in here. That was so much experience, I can't even believe it. Alright, where are we going? We got this. And we got... Successful ambush. Oh, hell yeah. Goodbye. Bro, not nice. Not nice. Alright, so there was... Wait, was there another way I could go? Oh, I see. Okay. Wait. Yeah. Alright, so this is... I think it is actually linear. Got him. Got him again. Okay. Fuck. Fuck. Alright, I'm just gonna do one of those. Probably not necessary, but you know. Hell yeah! Crow has leveled up. Somebody let Class 7 know. Celestial Bomb. Which one do you think is the bigger mess? Crossbell's political climate or Ilya's room? That's a good question. It's a very good, funny, clever question. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. What's up? Level up. We take those. We take those. Level 69. Very nice. Obligatory nice. Alright, we got another rope heading on down. Down we go. Down we go. It's a lot of dudes. Don't like how many dudes this is. There we go. We can take out multiple dudes at once. It's very handy. Gotta vanish. Nice and vanish. Double vanish. Leveling up a lot of the team. It's quite good. Alright. Can't go that way. So we have to go this way. So yeah, despite how, like, on top of it, like, looping back on itself this is, it is completely linear so far. So far. Although, I'm about to be proven wrong. Can I... Ah, look at that. Look at that. Got ourselves a nice little shortcut back. This is dead end over here. Hold on. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Back. Goodbye. Level up to you. Alright. This way is dead end. Yes, it is. Dead end with treasure. Oh, that's bad. Take that for me. Very good. Oh, we got Quartz Fragment. Love that. Love that. That's more DG cult nonsense. Alright, what do we got coming over here? We have covered all of that ground, yes. Look at all this pleroma grass. Whoops. My bee. Oh, okay. We vanish things here, but that also means we can get vanished, which is not great. And getting vanished means we lose all of our EP, I think, right? Is that what it is? Something super annoying. Alright, here we go. Now we're over here. This also looks mostly linear. Hey there, buddy. Hey there, buddy. Okay. Damn it. That's fine. Yeah, if you want to keep missing me, that's great. Feel free to keep doing that. Alright. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Here it comes, he's coming. Coming, he's coming. He's coming, he's still coming. Here we go. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, gone. Yeah. Hate that. Don't hurt me, please. Stop. Ow. Ow. Okay. Yeah. I would like more team rushes. Not getting enough of those. That works. That works, that's fine. Alright. So we've got this way, which appears to be a dead end. This appears to be a dead end. With treasure. Take that. If a chest is looted in the forest, does it make a sound? No, because chests don't make a sound. There's a lot of bees. There's a lot of bees around here. So many bees. Alright. Alright. Let's take care of you. Let's take care of you, good sir. Nailed it. Okay. That way's progress. This way's dead end. Hi. This music's very cool. Quite enjoying this music. Okay. Your turn, buddy. Your turn, buddy. You look big, but you're nothing. Alright. What do we got around here? Denim leather. More treasure? Why, yes, I have the finest treasures available for you. Simply remove my bottom panel and step into my cellar. No, thank you. No, I'm good. Alright, I want to go up this way because I think this is going to take me back to the other screen with a... Oh, boy. Alright. Let's heal up and save. Oh boy. Oh boy, that's a lot of them. That's a lot of them. You guys weak to? Oh, we can burst. Hold on. Oops. Alright, stop being stealthy. That's rude. We burst. You can just cast arts. What are you weak to? Water? Yeah, you're weak to water. Not super good. Let's go for the attacks, I guess. There we go. Where you at, buddy? Get your ass out here. Fuck. Fuck. Come on, man. Somebody hit him. This is rude. I mean, he's gonna kill himself with the burn. Oh, I guess he's not. Never mind. There we go. Attack 3. Congratulations on beating just 9 Monstrum Nox. That's a Ys reference. It's funny. It's a funny Ys reference. Alright. How we doing? Now we want to go this way. Oh, hello. Yeah, we want to go this way. Okay. Ah. Alright, well, guys, I think this is a good old spot, because I think this is going to lead us to a boss fight, a very interesting boss fight that is very highly anticipated. I think this will be a very good spot to go ahead and wrap things up for tonight. So thank you guys so much for watching, whether you're watching live here on Twitch or after the fact on the Twitch VODs or after the fact on the YouTube VODs, however you're watching. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. Next stream is going to be Thursday, October 9th. Thursday, October 9th, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, till about 9:30-ish. We are going to continue on into this next area, and I believe we are going to fight ourselves a nice old boss fight with the thing that absolutely derailed the train, and spoiler alert, it is not a bear. I was lying to you the whole time. It is not bear. It is something else, and I think you're going to quite enjoy what it actually is. After that, I don't totally remember what comes next, quite frankly, but I think we're going to get some interesting developments when we realize what's going on with the train derailment. And that will develop into new story beats. So I hope you're excited for that. I know I am. This story is about to get extra spicy. I think we're like probably about halfway through, maybe a little more than halfway through. There's still a lot of stuff left to do. A lot of major revelations to come, and we're like on the verge of like starting that. We're on the verge of like starting to just begin to get into what's actually going on. We're going to get a lot of pieces, and we're going to have to put them together ourselves. But the reveal is going to be worth it. So, like I said, I hope you're excited for that. I know I am. I will see you in the next stream. Good night.